Hi, and welcome to the joint series for chair yoga. This particular sequence is designed to get the fluidity and flexibility going back into the joints through the whole body. As we begin, start with your palms facing down on your thighs. Close your eyes. With eyes closed, feel both of your sit bones on the chair. Really take this moment to feel the grounding of your pelvis, where the backs of your thighs meet the chair, and feel the grounding, the connection of where both of your feet touch the floor. If you can, if you're comfortable, make sure that you're barefoot. Bring your attention to your breath. Notice where in your body you're breathing right now. Feel for getting your breath into some different spaces. So with every inhale, feel how your whole rib cage expands. What does it feel like to breathe in your upper back between shoulder blades? Take a few breaths there. You could even take a hand, if it reaches, around your back to your upper back to help connect and feel that breath there. It's also fine to do this without your hand there. Bring your awareness to the breath in your side ribs. Feel for spreading your ribs wide with every inhale. You're also welcome to take your hands on your side ribs and feel the breath. If it's uncomfortable to have your hands on either side like this, you can cross your arms in the front. Notice how it feels different to breathe in side ribs compared to upper back. Bring your hand on your chest. Breathe into your chest. Make sure you get in collarbones as well. You'll feel with every breath that there's both a widening and a lifting. With every exhale, there's a gentle relaxation. Keeping eyes closed, place your hands back on your lap. And as you continue to breathe here, as you feel your sit bones on the ground, feel how it's not just your rib cage that expands and lifts. Your whole spine lengthens with your inhale. And you choose, when you exhale, to stay long in your spine, so that every inhale and every exhale, you can choose to get taller. Really feel how you can decompress every vertebra in your spine. Now staying with the feeling of your breath, stretching your inhale and exhale as long as you can, having an evenness between inhale and exhale. Let's begin our joint series. So we're going to start with the feet. Just take your right foot and, keeping your toes on the ground, just start to roll your foot around. If it's helpful for you to connect, you can look down at your right foot. And make sure that you're making a true circle. Sometimes we can make half circles, ovals, and just feel what's here as you breathe into your ankle and foot. Go to the other direction. You might notice some snap, crackle, pops. That's great. You're getting some of the air out of the joints right now. And then just rest. And you may already notice a different kind of vibrancy between your right foot and left foot. Other side. And as you start to roll this one around, can you stay conscious of your right foot staying grounded on the floor? And really put your mind and your breath in your ankle. And you might feel the bones and the muscles in your left foot also responding. We have more bones in our feet than in the rest of our body. It's really amazing how the more you open and strengthen your feet, how the rest of your body does respond. Go to the other direction. Continue to breathe all the way into your ankle and just feel this. This is such a simple and easy exercise that makes such a difference. And then release it down. Come back to right leg. Now inhale, lift your right leg, point your toes. Exhale, flex. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex. Point, inhale. Flex, exhale. Point, inhale. Flex, exhale. Just notice what this feels like. And when you flex, can you feel all 5 toes? Point, inhale. Flex, exhale. You might feel your calf muscles also responding. So everything is connected in the body. One more. Inhale. Flex, exhale. Release down. Take a breath. Notice if there's a difference in connection. Left leg. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex. Point, flex. Point, inhale, flex, exhale. And make sure that as you do this, you're isolating. So is it just the ankle that's moving and the feet, or are you also bending your knee? So you want to make sure that it's isolated. Part of what we're doing, along with creating more flexibility and strength, is an awareness of isolation, so that you have more control over which body parts that you're using when. Do one more. And release down. Knees. Pick your right knee up. Now, inhale. There are 2 ways you can do this. You can take your hands on your thigh, lift it up, exhale, straighten, and release down. Inhale, pick it up, straighten, exhale, release down. You can also do this without your hands. So you'll notice especially as your strength improves and flexibility, there may be times where you don't need to use your hand. The more important thing though is not about how you're lifting your thigh, but are you focusing on that hinge of your knee joint? So you inhale, you lift it up, exhale, kick it out. And if it's too much to really straighten the leg all the way, just do a micro movement. So it's amazing how just by creating a connection and awareness, things start to shift. Let's do one more. And notice what you feel. Take a breath. Other side. Inhale, take left leg up, straighten, and release down. Inhale, exhale, and release. Inhale, exhale, release down. Start to really use your breath, matching your movement. What distinguishes yoga between this and other exercises is that you're having a mind-body awareness. You're using your breath. You're staying aware of the body part that you're working with. And that will really deepen your connection. Let's do one more. Place your hands on your knees lightly. Take some breaths into your knees. So you're putting your focus in your knees and you're breathing there. Also choose to stay long in your spine. So you keep pressing down through sit bones, you keep lengthening up. Hips. First, just to get some of the synovial fluid moving, just inhale and rock your pelvis back, and exhale, bring it forward. So just doing a few breaths here. And you'll notice that as you're rocking your pelvis forward and backwards, especially because sometimes the pelvis can get a little locked up, and you'll also feel that your low back gets a stretch. You might even feel this somewhere in your hips and legs. Just by rocking forwards and backwards, getting more movement and decompression. You'll even feel when you exhale how the muscles under your belly button, so your lower abdominal muscles, can also get a little bit of a stretch. Do a few more. Continue to go. And what you can add is, along with the pelvic movement, where you're getting that stretch in your pelvis and low back, you could get your whole spine involved in something which we would call like a flexion extension. So notice how I'm also bringing my shoulders forward and I'm rounding, take chin to chest, and then exhale and really expand. Inhale, pull in, draw pelvic floor and belly in, really hug the ribs in. Exhale and stretch. You can even take your head back if it's okay for your neck. So keep going at your own pace and really match this with your breath. So inhaling, stretching your chest, stretching your pelvis, head back. Exhale, round, pulling pelvic floor and belly in. Do 2 more and really focus on each vertebra in your spine and how you can start to stretch and decompress every vertebra. Come back to center. Close your eyes for a moment and notice how there may be a difference in length in your spine in connection. I know from simply doing this, I actually feel a little bit taller and longer from this. So whatever we're choosing to do, we want to create more space and length. And as you close your eyes, visualize the natural, healthy curvature of your spine. As we get older, our curves change, sometimes they compress, but you can start to visualize and rebuild that healthy curvature. So you're sitting in front of your sit bones, not on top or behind, and you'll feel that natural curve in low back. You can feel that juncture between low back and upper back, as well as that natural curve in upper back and the curvature in your neck. Open your eyes, continuing with the hips. So this time, you're going to use your hands on your thigh and you're going to lift your leg up, but instead of it being about your knee, put your mind and your awareness on your hip joint. So inhale, lift up, bring it all the way in, and exhale, bring it down. Inhale, exhale. Now you can do this without your hands as well. And be aware that you don't just drop your leg on the exhale. So you want to have that control as you bring the leg down. You can visualize where that femur bone meets your pelvis, right in that area of the joint, all that lubrication and space that you're getting. And feel free to just lift it up a little bit. You can even just lift it just a couple inches off the ground. And release. Notice how you might feel more sensation in this side. Let's do the other side. So again, you can use your hands on your thigh. Depending upon if you've had any injuries, a hip replacement, you might need to support this side differently. Now, no matter how high you're bringing the leg, and no matter if you're using your hands for support or not, what I would like you to become aware of is the muscles in your pelvis that also may be engaging. So can you feel how it's not just the joint, but you might start to feel the pelvic floor muscles and maybe even muscles above pubic bone and below belly button also starting to activate. Sometimes we lose this connection as we age, and so a great way to start to get this connection again is when we're making simple movements like this, as well as standing and sitting, can we start to feel those muscles turn on again? It can be really helpful and healing for anything in our genital area, as well as our bladder, intestines. So start to make this connection again. And release down. Now for the final part of the hip and pelvis series, take your leg up, cross your ankle, and cross it across your thigh. Flex your feet. That will support your knees. Notice if there's a difference that you feel when your foot's completely relaxed, when your foot's pointed, when your foot's flexed. You can even do a little point flex. We want to keep the foot active to get energy there. Now, keeping your hand on your thigh, and if you need to sit a little bit more on the edge of your chair, do so. Just start to kind of milk the thigh. So your hands are more where the thigh meets the pelvis. And as you start to bring the thigh away from the pelvis, so a lot of times the thighs can get jammed up in the pelvis, you're actually tractioning, you're actually pulling thigh out of pelvis. And again, you might start with micro movements, or the movements may be a little bit bigger. And you could even use your thumbs to massage the tissue between your thigh and your pelvis, because over time we often will rely on what we would call the hip flexors as opposed to the abdominals, and there can be some extra special tension that gets collected there. So do a couple more. This feels really good. And then release your leg down. Again, you can use your hands for support as much as you need, and over time, you may not need it. Can you be conscious even when you lift your leg up? Is your pelvic floor and low belly muscles engaging? So, especially sitting in a chair, so we're not slumping, we want to make sure that we're using the proper muscles in our core and our spine to keep our spine long. You might notice that this side feels different. Breathe into your pelvis, and you can also just lift your leg up and down in half butterfly without using your hands. One thing I would recommend is, especially if this is not the first time you've done this series, maybe you've done this a few times now, is to always play a little differently. Our body's constantly changing, and every time you have an opportunity to make a different connection. And not just focusing on the top of the thigh, but you can take your hands to the sides and below to also help traction it out. Just notice what this feels like. Usually there's one thigh that's a little bit tighter than another one. And then release down. Take a moment and breathe down into your hips. Notice how this feels. Can you still feel your feet on the ground? The connection of your sit bones to the chair? And can you be slightly in front of your sit bones? And it's okay if for some reason that's not happening. We're going to continue with a spinal twist. Now, the important thing with any sort of spinal twist is you want to keep your spine long. As we get older, and just from poor postural habits, a lot of times there can be more compression or less space between the joints of the spine. So you want to create as much space as you can. Inhale, lengthen your spine up. You may also visualize and feel this as lifting rib cage upwards. Now as you exhale, take your left hand behind you on the chair. You can take your right hand on your left knee. And you can either keep your chin in line with chest, or as you keep grounding down through sit bones, inhale, lift up through your spine. And as you keep the space, just start to twist more back behind you. Take a couple breaths. With every inhale, lengthen your spine up more. You can even slide your hand even more to the outside to deepen the stretch. Keep shoulder blades moving downwards. Take your head back to where it's most comfortable. You never want to strain your neck. Inhale. And as you exhale, come back to center. Now I'll be very clear that maybe you just find that as you're twisting, you're going just a little bit. That's fine. With practice, we do increase flexibility. And I'll say that for some reason, I'm very flexible when I twist. It's the owl syndrome. Okay, so inhale, lengthen your spine up. And this side might be different. As you exhale, take your hand maybe to the edge of the chair. If that's too far, put your hand wherever it can go. Other hand goes on the knee. You always want to keep working the length as you inhale. That's important. Maybe your hand goes back, maybe it goes straight back. Never compromise that lengthening just to get a little further back. Especially if you have a herniated disc, it'd be healthier to work the length as opposed to the twist. What happens when you exhale and you actually draw pelvic floor and low belly in? Inhale into heart. Exhale, draw pelvic floor and belly in. Spread ribs wide, breathe into upper back with that inhale. Exhale, pelvic floor and low belly. And come back to center. And just take a moment, notice how you feel. And breathe through your whole spine. Notice how good the breath feels. Shoulders. We'll go one at a time. So you can keep your hand on your thigh, or you can relax it by your side. As you inhale, bring your shoulder forward, up to the ear, bring it back and down. Forward, ear, keep your mind on your shoulder, back and down. Notice as you bring it through, if it feels a little crunchy or sticky, keep your breath there. One of the best ways to get healthier movement back into this joint is just by doing this. Let's do one more. Inhale forward, up, back, and down. Other direction. Inhale. And it's interesting how forward and down. Inhale back, up, forward and down. And it's interesting how as we do this, you'll notice that the forward direction and the backward direction feels different. If you've had any shoulder surgery, if you have a habit of dislocation, if you have anything that's been torn or there's a lot of scar tissue, just be gentle with the movement, but get that connection and breath in there. Now pausing, notice the difference between shoulders. Keep your feet on the ground, sit bones down. Let's go to the other side. Inhale forward, up, back, and down. Notice how this shoulder might feel different. Depending upon how you sleep, depending upon how you walk, depending upon if you carry anything, depending upon if you're dominant on one side, you'll have a difference in connection, strength, and flexibility in your shoulders. Let's do one more. Inhale forward, up, exhale back, and down. Other side. Inhale, bring it up, exhale forward and down. Really align your movement with your breath. So if you need to go slower, if you feel like going faster, do so. But really visualize that movement of your shoulder. So do one more. Inhale back, up, exhale forward, and down. Close your eyes for a moment and breathe into both shoulders. Open eyes. Both shoulders. Inhale up to your ears, exhale down. Now as you keep bringing them up as you inhale and down as you exhale, inhale up, and this time as you exhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Keep squeezing them as you drag them down. So you can visualize with every exhale, you're not just dragging shoulders straight down, though that will give something good. Also play with to massage out the tension between shoulder blades. Can you take the tops of your shoulder blades together and drag them down? Your mid shoulder blades together. Drag them down, and then lowest tips of shoulder blades together. Drag them down. You can hear in my voice that this is not for the faint of heart. It can get a little intense here, and it's great because all that tension in the shoulders, between shoulder blades, upper back, that just gets collected there, gets to finally be massaged out. Take one more inhale into your upper back. Bring your shoulders straight up. Now, it may take a few breaths. As you exhale, squeeze shoulder blades together. Feel as if your shoulder blades can actually touch as you drag them down. This may be a new connection you get to make. Wonderful. Pause here and breathe between your shoulder blades. And it's normal if some of these felt a little intense because we're really getting in there. Neck series. So visualize right now how your neck is part of your whole spine. And as if your neck began at your heart, inhale and turn your head to your right. Exhale, bring it back to center. Keep visualizing your neck in line with your spine. Inhale to your left. Exhale, center. Keep going slowly. See the connection of your neck to the rest of your spine. Can you bring your shoulders down your back as you do this as well? So oftentimes when we are isolating the neck, the shoulders really love to get involved. How do you keep your shoulder blades moving away from your ears, giving your neck space? Come back to center. Take a breath and notice the space in your neck. Continuing to visualize how your neck is part of the rest of your spine. Inhale and bring your right ear down to right shoulder. Move shoulders down away from ears. If it's easier to have your hands by your sides, do that. And then just moving in micro movements, tilting your chin down. Feel that stretch that happens in your neck. Go at your own pace. Keep breathing into this. And keep moving shoulders down your back as you very slowly roll your neck along. Now, it is sometimes easy to go into what I would call turbo mode, where you go so fast, but you're actually not feeling those incremental stretches that are happening. So in a way, I'm even going a little fast. You could really slow this down. You might find that little juicy spot where there's some tension. And you can pause there and really reach your arm away and deepen the stretch all the way into your neck, shoulders. Move away from your ears. Let's go to the other direction. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly bring it down. You might feel a stretch not just in your neck, but in your ears, in your chest, in your shoulders, in your face. Notice what you feel. And again, you might even want to press pause and slow this down even more. That's what's so fun about practicing at home, is that you can really make this your own. You're listening to your body. And if you find some place where you want to hang out a little bit, you do. You press pause, you breathe, and you let yourself really unwind that area. Because that's what your yoga practice is. It's listening to the needs of your body and creating support. And as you come back to center, close eyes. Notice sensations. Notice how much longer your spine is. Notice how much more open your shoulders and neck are. And as we move into the mindfulness relaxation, you're welcome to stay in the chair as you are. If you want to sit back a little bit so you've got a little support so you can relax further. If you want to lay on your back, you can do that as well. Let your palms rest facing up. And as you close your eyes, just follow my voice as you relax each part of your body. So you're not moving anything, you're just using your mind to connect to that area. Left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, pinky toe. Sole of left foot, top of left foot. Right big toe, second toe, third, fourth, pinky toe. Sole of your foot, top of your foot. Right ankle, calf, right knee, right thigh, right side of your hip. Left ankle, calf, knee, thigh, pelvis. Relaxing both sides of your pelvis, both hips together. Lower back, middle back, upper back. Your whole spine together. Belly, left side of chest, right side of chest, whole torso together. Left shoulder, upper arm, elbow, left forearm, wrist, palm of left hand, back of hand. Pinky, ring finger, middle, index, thumb. Whole hand together. Right shoulder, upper arm, elbow, forearm, palm of hand, back of hand, thumb, ring finger, thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky. Whole hand together. Front of neck, back of neck. Where neck meets shoulders. Where neck meets the skull. Back of head, top of head. Left temple, right temple. Left ear, inside of ear. Right ear, inside of ear. forehead, where nose meets forehead, nose, tip of nose, left cheek, right cheek, roof of mouth, whole tongue, left side of jaw, right side of jaw, the whole inside of your mouth, chin, whole face together, head, face, neck, arms, torso, legs, hands, feet, whole body together. The whole body relaxing together. The whole body relaxing together. As you continue to rest here, visualize the softening and relaxation of your whole body, of your whole nervous system. Feeling your whole body relax and calm down. Thank you so much for joining me on this joint series. I hope that you feel the benefits from stretching and getting more mobility in your joints. And I look forward to seeing you again in another class.